Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. Today we're going to be looking at the flag, two smoke flag land on the right hand map. Let's boom this beach. So first things first, we're going to be looking at a previous attack on a similar base. It just has to be a base that has the same slant on the beach. So this is a right hand beach because the right hand side of the beach is lower than the left. So all we're looking at here is looking at the line where these Zookas are launching. So you can see that they're launching on that line there, and what that means is we want our smokes to be widest part of our smoke. So we want to basically touch that line. So we want the widest part of our smoke to be right on that line, and that'll be our perfect two smoke landing. So now we can go ahead and have a look at the two smoke landing. We'll play it through one time first before we pull it apart. So just have a look. Powder Addict is going to be showing us. It is on another Atlas, courtesy of Milk Run. So you can see he's got his two smokes with the widest part on that line, which is great. One slightly lower, it's not a big deal. And now he's putting his flags slightly lower on the beach. The reason he does that is the first landing craft needs to land slightly in one smoke because you want 4 boats in each smoke. You can't have one in directly on the center line, otherwise it's going to push a boat out the other side, either one of the sides. So he's dropped all of his boats, and usually we would have an anchor around about quite close to where his flags are. So you normally have like a defense here or a power cell here or whatever, and then all of his Zookas would group up nice here, and then we can flare on up, obviously keeping him under smoke the whole time. So that would be the rough idea. He's got a nice two smoke there, and the flags are all good, so you can see all of those Zookas are launching all along that line, and that's the widest part of the smoke, and now they're all converging in to the center. So now our next smoke's going to be around about here somewhere, and it needs to be nice and quick. And there you go. Assuming that we had an anchor point, we're going to simulate one with a flare. They would have all sat under there all beautifully. So it's a pretty good two smoke landing. Let's have a look at it again one time. So here we go, two smokes on the right height of the beach. You'll notice that on the other map, on the left hand map, the Zookas actually launch under and in the water, and you'll see that in the other video, and I explain a couple of these things in a bit more detail, but they definitely launch a lot higher on this beach, on the right hand beach. So you definitely need to make sure that you know that, because otherwise your smokes could be too low or too high, and if they are, then you're going to peak. If you peak, you're going to get shot, and it's not what we're about. So you don't want to peek obviously out the sides. You want your smokes to be just touching in the middle, not so far apart that you have a gap in the middle, but not so close together so that you don't have the width to take 8 boats. So this is basically perfect smoke placement. You can get away with a little bit of leeway, but you just have to practice. Find it easier on the op bases because you've got all these lines for reference, and it makes it a lot easier. So definitely check out replays before you attack, and check out that two smoke landing, and it will help you out a lot. Especially mainly when the beach is hot, obviously. And there you go. So nice work, Powder Addict, sacrificing his troops for the greater good, so that you can all learn about how to land like a boss. And there you go, the Zookas. Thank you, Milk Run. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach.